disability and still be a giant asswipe. You're not always stunning and brave and awesome just for coping with your issues. I mean, maybe you are not. But no amount of struggles and hardships will erase the fact that when you act badly, and you should be judged just as harshly for it as anyone else.
No matter who you are, you have the choice to be a good person or a shitty one.
Isaac from Sex Education.
103 points. This is a very popular opinion among disabled people. We already know that, and we don't need any special treatment when it comes to being an asshole. This is an unpopular opinion only among those who patronize disabled people. Those who call disabled people brave and awesome and beautiful are also those who call the disabled cute and adorable and post pictures of disabled people on They are the real problem.
I agree. Went to uni and did a group project with a guy. During the final third of our group project, he shoved off to Germany and left the rest of the group to finish the project, returning only days before hand-in. In the end, we did what we could with the project to complete it, but it wasn't up to the standards we set out at the start of the project, so lost marks due to that. I complained to the lecturers at the time that he had gone and we'd have problems finishing the project, but due to his disability they essentially said he was entitled and that in the industry, you have to adapt to changing circumstances. Neutral face.
It is possible that people who have a disability to turn into assholes because they were told that they are brave and awesome and all that. Perhaps it makes them feel entitled to receive special treatment. And when they are not given that treatment, they turn into assholes. Just a thought.
Remember the bubble boy on Seinfeld? Moops.
Exactly. I have Asperger's, and although I look mad and sometimes don't talk much, I'm not actually mad. But yeah, I hate when people use their disabilities or problems as excuses for bad behavior.
I work in an institute for people with disabilities. Some of them are assholes. Most of them are great though.
When I was in college there was this chick that had spina bifida. She was not a nice person ever. Took a few classes that she happened to be in as well. She was a bitch to anyone who interacted with her and pulled her disability card quite a few times even when the conversation wasn't even going anywhere near that topic. People are people irregardless of if they're able-bodied or not, which means they can be assholes or nice.
I always judge people not based on how they were born, but what kind of person they turned out to be.
Seth MacFarlane did an episode of Family Guy where Chris went out with a girl with Down syndrome who was a total bitch. The PC police went after him and the actress who did the voice, who has Down syndrome, went right back at them, saying basically that just because she has a disability doesn't mean she has be a great person, etc.
I have a disability and I have never been offended by something I 100% agree with.
Not really unpopular in my opinion.
Plenty of people out there who use their disability as a reason to be an asshole to others. Like others have said, everyone can choose to be decent to others or not.
Fun facts on people with disabilities from your friendly neighborhood. Disabled people with disabilities are just humans. Yes, some of us are assholes. Most of us really loathe the brave and inspiring narrative. We're just people trying to live our lives as normally as possible. No, Karen, I don't exist to inspire you. Also, not everyone is able to overcome their disability. That doesn't make them in any way less than someone who can.
I think it would actually be offensive to say a disabled person can't be an arsehole. It's ableist winking face with tongue.
Like the bubble boy?
Dude in high school was in a wheelchair but was a douche. If you didn't just get out of his way on the hall he'd run into you. Wheelchair to the back of your Achilles is not pleasant.
Yes, this one girl at my school is in a wheelchair and she is super annoying. One time she was in the lunch line behind me and she was constantly playing with the stuff on my book bag, whispering and laughing about me, and rubbing my legs. Like WTF, just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you get to be annoying and rude.
I must say, for all the weaknesses sex education has, having a disabled villain is quite a good touch.
I know a few people with major disabilities that I just cannot stand to be around, most of them family, and it's not because of their disabilities, it's because of their shitty attitudes and crappy personalities.
I just watched a video on our public freakout of a guy in a wheelchair shaking a ladder until the worker on it fell off lol.
Isaac sex education.
Ack.
Eric the actor from Howard Stern was a great example. You wanted to root for him until he opened his mouth. Such an ungrateful prick. RIP.
1000% agree. I work with a dude, in his 40s I believe, retired Navy and has autism. He is one of the most sexist and rude people I have ever met. No one in my shop can stand him.
Yeah. There's this boy with autism in my class and he always tries to touch my and other girls' hair. His excuse is just that he has autism. That's not an excuse. There is no excuse for touching someone's hair without consent or any other part of their body.
I have autism. Does it affect life and make it more difficult in some ways? Yes. Do I use it as an excuse to gain social justice points or avoid responsibilities? No, and people who do really grind my gears.
Completely agree. There was a girl in my high school who was born with her heart back to front and defied medical odds by surviving to such an age. She was in a wheelchair and on permanent oxygen. Through the attention she'd received from the media for being a miracle, was able to raise millions for a charity and met celebrities. All looks like she's such a sweet girl for her charitable contributions, but in actual fact she was a massive dick. Sassy, entitled little arsehole. When she died and people were saying how brave and sweet she was, I kept my opinion to myself.
I went to school with a girl confined to an electric wheelchair due to her disability. She was such an asshole. She would purposely run over people's toes and then look back at them and smirk.
I wish I could send this to a guy the first tries to make friends with years ago. He was in a wheelchair and constantly acted like he deserved free stuff, or demanded people do things for him. Constantly demanded respect while treating everyone around him like dirt. He got arrested for whipping his junk out at a bus stop and pissing all over the sidewalk, and the whole time he yelled that he was being arrested just for being in wheelchair.
I have cerebral palsy and I'm a quiet kid who was raised Catholic and has values. I try my best, even on hard days, to be a good human and not complain. People hate me, I don't know why, I never did anything wrong. While there's another kid with scoliosis or something who is rude to everybody, who pushed a kid down the stairs, who everybody loves. Maybe I just don't complain, but I don't get it and I never will.
I used to be a home health side or caretaker, and this is most certainly true. What really tripped me out was to see this mentally challenged fellow act like a total dick to all of his supposed friends by cutting in front of all of them and giving the finger to someone who confronted him.
Everybody knows this lol.
My neighbor is one. On a wheelchair, need my help. I was on my noise-canceling headphone and didn't hear him. He waved in my face like 5 centimeters away just to ask me to push him 1 meter away.
Agree. Look at Nathan from South Park for a good example. https://wiki.southpark.cc.com/wiki/Nathan.
Eric the actor. https://m.youtube.com/watch?v=Kaiwivide.
Nobody would disagree with this.
Nobody would disagree with this.
If your brain is 100% functional, i.e. you have a physical disability, then you have no right to be an asshole to people.